Can I ask you your reaction to the indictment?
You know, the indictment makes me very sad and concerned as a country, because it's not just Republicans who view this as political. You have former Governor Cuomo, you have New York Times. People see it because think about this. The indictment came not from an attorney general of a state, not even from a DA of New York City. It's a borough who actually campaigned on the idea of indicting. My fear is what's going to transpire here is that here we are as America, one of our greatest strengths is the rule of law being applied equally. What's going to deter some small DA in a small county in a red state to go after a Democrat president when they come out? I don't want our country to continue to spiral to play politics this way. I think that we should respect the law. I don't think any legal mind sits and thinks this has merit of where it's going. I think it's played where here somebody's running for president and a former president. I think when I look across the street from the Capitol, I see Lady Liberty sitting there blindfolded with a scale that's supposed to be equal. I think everyone would sit back and tell you, regardless of party, regardless of how they feel about President Trump. I mean, you have Mitt Romney, you have Jeb Bush saying for what it is, and I think it's spiraling the country in a place we don't want to be. Let's start respecting each other, let's respect the rule of law, and let's not play politics with it.
You're the leader of the party.
Mm-hmm.
Do you worry he is the Republican frontrunner? He likely will be the nominee right now. Do you worry that he could lose the general election because of this indictment and the other investigations that are potentially more serious?
I think if someone wants to play with indictments, I think it helps them to campaign better. I look at his numbers who get stronger. So I'm not sure if the Democrats think this is helping in a manner, but what I do know, it hurts the entire nation. It doesn't matter what party you're in. When someone uses the rule of law for political purposes, America looks weaker. And the other thing that's scary about this, what does it say to the rest of the world? I mean, you would only read about these type of actions, never happened in America before, in other countries. We're better than that. America's too great to have such a small political mind like this DA does. And I think people on both sides of the aisle, and I would hope if this was on the other side of the aisle, that I would stand up just as strong now if someone would use this for political purposes against a Democrat.